Hey everyone, welcome back. It's Lucid, and I'm joined by Darkside Cookies and Demosthenes.
Hello,
Hey,
hello.
folks.
Okay, and last episode, if you missed it, go back and watch it. It was long, but it was good. We had big fights. We had kind of like the penultimate showdown between our nation Shinuyama, or your nation Shinuyama, and Asphodel. And you came out with a just very dominant performance, though at a pretty significant cost. You lost a bunch of stuff, and everything that you didn't lose got afflicted. But nevertheless, a very dominant performance. And then we also got to see the Ulm and Pyrene war, where Ulm got completely trounced by Pyrene, who was getting 3v1, or at least 2.5v1, now that Asphodels probably pulled back almost entirely to fight you. Okay, so this episode is going to be interesting because you are going on top of Asphodel's cap, and we'll go and look at that in a second. First, though, we have a dire report, and this is Ulm putting up Well of Misery, and then this is you've dispelled Gift of Health.
Yeah, I think that must be Naba dispelling it again, or maybe it was us.
Okay,
I guess no, it's not us. I must
yeah,
be cast.
it must have
Yeah,
been Naba. Yeah, so
and we're sort of leaving their mother oak because it's in Asphodel, and our thought is that we're just going to burn the tree down in the capital.
right.
We were able to do that and sort of finally slow
So
down the situation.
let's take a look. Let's take a gander. This is what's left of your army. This is just PD. Okay. Okay. Sorry if y'all heard that. That was my Steam, not yours. So yeah, you lost one Uba. Not sure. I guess one of the
No, I think
friendly fire,
it's
maybe.
tied to standing too close to the Frostfather. One of the things, the Frostfather is a great pretender chassis. It's really cheap, but it's got a really big cold aura, and we've got some white mages nearby to make some more cold aura. And if you have somebody spend all of their fatigue on spells and stand too close to them, sometimes they'll die.
Yeah.
I think that's
Rip.
what happened to that Naba. So the we should watch the assassination battle because it's really funny. So since we did not storm the fort last turn, he's back.
You froze. Oh, you frozen heart ringed of returning dim.
Yeah, yeah. So
Nice.
we got the Bakamoto sorcerer, but the humble Bakamoto shaman
Yeah.
banished him home.
Yeet yeet. Nice.
This had a little bit of an unfortunate side effect because now it puts the assassin in the capital that we're sieging.
That's true.
Yeah.
He'd rather be there because now he can try to kill somebody again.
But most of your guys had your important guys had assassin resistant gear.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pyrene is now pressing the advantage on Ulm. They just crushed them last fight. And Ulm isn't even letting them get on top of the fort. They've got tree hates storm demons, the lumber construct. That's a great name. Oh god. Quickness, very I don't know exactly how this works. Very low attack. Okay. Is he immune to... Yeah, okay. He's going to be immune to pretty much everything that they have. A lot more Guardians here. And Guardians, that was one of the things I was looking at last combat, is how many Guardians and how many were these Black Plate Infantry. Because the Guardians do fuck shit up a lot more. He's got a crossbow contingent. So he's also got a lot of these adepts here too. So this could Gifts of Heaven. Elixir of Life. Let's see what's going on here. So he's got... Okay, a ton of... Okay, a lot of Priest-Smiths. And I don't remember, we didn't see a lot of Iron Blizzard, did we? But
there were a decent number of, I think, maybe the darts rather than the blizzard. I'm not sure that we saw blizzard.
okay. Another thug. So he's got some thugs. Holy fuck, 90 hit points? Oh, a heroic ability. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, okay, that guy's cool.
Howl, presumably, from this guy? Or maybe Army of Giants.
Probably Howl in relief.
Okay. And what's the god doing? I still don't understand. This does not seem a great use of the god.
So last battle he was doing Gifts from Heaven. And I'm guessing that, that's sort of his theory for how to get rid of either the knights or the, I don't know. I guess Heaven is a very strong spell.
I mean, Gifts of Heaven's really good.
And
but
that
he's
guy's
got-
sort of all battle with it.
He does have one temporary Earth gem, it looked like.
I think that's from a Bloodstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did the guy who did the Curse of Stones caster make it? I think he got killed.
Yeah, I think he must have died, which makes sense. I mean, that spell is very fatiguing, so you rarely
Yeah.
make it out alive.
Get off the
after
field.
putting it up.
Okay, now you're saying Ulm has a counter to this, and this looks like a scarier army to me than the previous one. He's got a lot more Priestsmiths. They're going to do Summon Earth Power. There's going to be a ton of Iron Blizzards. These guys do have Aerofend, right? It's an air nation.
Yeah, surely.
I mean, am I missing something? What? Okay, tell me what I'm missing, because I think Pyrene just wins again.
Let's just watch the battle.
Okay.
I don't remember this battle super well, other than that Ulm shifted tactics for what his mages were casting.
All right. Ooh, Rain of Stones. That's very interesting. Storm Demons don't have protection. That's very interesting. And Ulm is basically immune. They've got hats and super high protection.
I'm not sure if Aerofen's gone up either.
Oh, Aerofen does block it. You have to have Aerofen. Oh, wait, these guys aren't blessed. Oh, they were relying on the god to bless? Wait, why aren't these guys blessed?
Oh, good question. Maybe they were relying on the god. I didn't notice that in the original fight.
Then they walked into enemy dominion, maybe?
Yeah. Woof. I mean, that's how you start a throw. You don't bless your main sacred stack. And there's no Aerofend. Surely you must have Aerofend. But you know what? He might not have it researched. And you know why he might not have it researched?
There's a lot of
These
mage
guys.
turns that went into those storm demons, right? So
These guys. These storm demons might be the living embodiment of the Aerofend he might have had.
Yeah. And they do have a theory also. Aerofend will not kill them in, or sorry, a Rain of Stones won't kill them instantly, but I think it's like a few hits per turn. So it does add up.
And these guys do have mist form, so but he hasn't even bothered doing Aerofend on these guys, or just Air Shield, which would also help, but okay. The Iron Blizzard casters love these guys. I don't know that you can see it's preferentially targeting them over these dudes. Combat Farcaster reinvigoration. I like it. Tree hates storm demons. Not even bothered. Okay, some of them got blessed.
Maybe
he did a
off
Sabbath.
script.
That's looking like he did a Sabbath and it just took 3 turns to get it off. Because
Yeah,
Pyrene
that
has
is what
the
it's
like
looking.
blood random priest or whatever.
Mhm.
So, yeah, it's probably just a little slow. Maybe he didn't count on walking into drain skills, and so his blood one needed to wait 3 turns to wake up from entering the Sabbath or something.
That is a good point. Sabbaths don't work super great in Ulm land. Grip of Winter, Rain of Stones, Relief. How? Where's the Rain of Stones caster? Rain of Stones is still up. Surely it must be back here somewhere. Is it this guy? Oh, he's maxed out the log. I can't go back and see. Let's see if it goes off when he leaves the field. Oh, he's fatigued out. Oh, Grip of Winter. Yeah. Yeah, and then Rain of Stones went away. But they can't kill this, and this guy's not going to retreat. Right now we're on combat round 30. These guys have cold resistance.
I think the Ackerbelt thugs must be the only thing that can hurt that guy.
Huh.
Eruption is
Heart
not
of
the right weapon
Quickness.
for that.
Yeah, but it's a
he's
lot
got
of damage
fatigue
with quickness. Oh, he
problems. No,
does.
it's not because fatigue problems, yeah.
But it would be okay if this hit, but it's not hitting enough. Because he's got super high encumbrance thanks to the heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Which
and the problem,
would be okay, but...
the thing is his target is inanimate, so he can't drain off of it with the Bloodthorn. So.
Oh, that's right. Oh, but they got him. Okay, well, you were talking up this fight like Ulm had an answer.
He did have an answer. he didn't win, but
Oh.
this was a very Pyrrhic victory. Oh, I guess he did win in the
He
real
did
fight.
win.
No,
Oh, okay.
Pyrrhic won in the real fight, yeah. But if you look
Yeah.
strategically, this is a total defeat of Pyrene. He lost almost all of his.
No, but
Emerald
this is a different outcome than the one
Yeah,
we just saw.
this Ulm one.
Yeah.
That's
Knight. That's true. Yeah, yeah.
Ulm won this, and the one we saw, Ulm kind of got spanked still.
Yeah, but I think it's broadly similar in terms of
No.
know, like they both.
I think
lost
it's
at
like
some.
half the losses. I mean, he lost most of the Storm Demons. I think, and the one we saw, I mean, we can go back and look. I mean, not that it matters, but...
Yeah.
It is weird seeing the trees take cold damage. I'm not sure I like that. It just doesn't make sense. Wait, not commanders. Let's see. It looks like less than half of the Emerald Knights. The Storm Demons, I think, fared a lot worse. Yeah, the Storm Demons got roasted, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so the battle report here is very different in terms of the Emerald Knight killed. I think this was only 30, maybe, in the battle we watched. But...
Yeah, and it might be something like just, whether the Allfather routed or kept casting Gifts of Storm for a lot longer, like that kind of detail could swing it, because he was doing a lot of the... So, well, most of the Master Smiths, actually, that must have done the kills there, and Priest-Smiths. But in any case, yeah, I'd say that, regardless of which of these outcomes you take, Pyrene has lost their Storm Demon stack that is sort of all the power that they've made this game with their blood economy.
Right. Okay. Well, there we go. We were wondering how to do it, and
yeah, and I think the
sometimes you have to get out in your wallet and pay and take a fight. This matchup was not going to get easier for Ulm as the game went on, but it's hard to win a game taking losses like they've taken.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, these losses are very affordable for an Ulm. Like the thing with Ulm is that their stuff is pretty cheap in terms of gold, and so yeah, this is all very replaceable.
Yeah, but I mean, also with Ulm, you want to have momentum. Like, you don't... This is slowing... Like, you have to pop big forts. You need big armies. I mean, the gold loss isn't trivial either. It's I mean, last turn he lost a ton of gold, so...
But I don't know.
Yeah.
My worldview, especially in Dominion 6 with how cheap troops are compared to mages, is that what matters is the mage losses and whether you're winning the war and are going to get all their infrastructure, right? And this is big for Ulm because Pyrene now doesn't really have the ability to field an army that can take him in the field at the same level, without those 50 storm demons that are lost. And I think this is the point. Yeah, if you look,
I don't even necessarily feel that. I mean, I think at some level you're right, but in the long run, certainly, because Pyrene's being choked out by multiple players. But there's 40 more storm demons here, and then he summons a bunch of air elementals, and Ulm could have another stack wipe. I don't.
yeah,
And
yeah.
why is that? Well, it's because he's taken a ton of losses. There's not like some huge Ulm army that he's built up that's just going to come steamroll, right? Because that army's been depleted over time. But
Yeah. This war is certainly not over. And one of the things that will start to become a source of tension between Ulm and Nidavellir at this point is if you look underground, I think this is the point where you can start to see it. Yeah, Nidavellir is going through and taking all of that Pyrene heartland of
yeah,
the cave system and going and grabbing a bunch of spoils, and has not done any real fighting into the Pyrene surface territory. They're just letting Pyrene be up there. So Ulm kind of is starting to feel, like his ally is sort of,
weaseling him a
not
bit.
being the most most helpful ally.
Right.
Just going and taking the spoils and not killing, the stack of storm demons or anything like that for him. So,
And kind of to Lucid's point from a few episodes ago, Ulm's now in control of the territory that Lucid had kind of talked about. Maybe Ulm and Pyrene could come to some sort of negotiating position over, in terms of Ulm getting out of that war and being able to go maybe on Asphodel.
I think that would have been good before they lost everything. I think he's defanged Pyrene enough now where it's, now you probably try to roll into him and finish it, but it's still going to be expensive and hard, and it may not work. He
could have had all this for free, though, potentially, if they'd been able to work something out diplomatically.
I think it's a really hard thing with blood nations that scale well, like Pyrene, and that, okay, you probably should... It's right for Ulm to think about, okay, how do we get them out of the game? Let's organize a coalition. I need to help. But it's also... It seems kind of hard. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't love the war.
Again, just want to emphasize, Ulm probably is making 100 black plate infantry a turn. It's really, the 40 guardians hurt a bit, the mages he lost a bit, but I think the way that Ulm is thinking about it a little bit is the black plate infantry are disposable path. They're not, you just bring another army every turn and just are constantly totaling troops up. So I don't know. I think that these losses really hurt Pyrene. They're a lot of his sort of elite power.
I just don't agree. I just don't agree. You need to be able to put together big armies that are going to siege down big forts, 1,000 wall integrity, right, and win a war cleanly. And it's a little bit like if you have 100 guys shooting at 1,000 guys and 1,000 guys shooting at 100 guys. After the first round of shots, the 100 guys is dwindled down to like 20, and the 1,000 guys is dwindled down to 970.
Yeah.
And you need critical mass scales of army to make it work. And if you keep bleeding off, then you don't really have those as much, And yeah.
Yeah, Ulm has 12 citadels, right? These are, this is not a big bleed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. He probably makes 12 Mastersmiths a turn.
No, but I think what you're saying is you're trying to say Ulm isn't out of the game. Like, he can recover from this. And yeah, but I'm talking about winning the game. If you want to win the game as Ulm, you need to put together big armies and have good tempo and be killing people. And these are enormous losses that are really, really slowing his momentum. And what are his potential spoils from this? A few provinces? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, I think like the sort of mismatch here is, I think from a like replacement value, Ulm can definitely replace these losses pretty easily. But from a tempo value, it's turn 50, and he's Ulm, and his sort of national advantages versus national weaknesses is starting to tilt already. In 20 turns,
right,
he's going to be in real trouble if he's not in a dominant position where he's sort of able to run some sort of new economy based on Tartarians or wishes or like whatever sort of thing is, he
Hmm.
needs to sort of be big enough to be able to sort of overpower into that. And
Yeah.
he's just lost a lot of tempo in,
Yeah.
so like the troops lost, like he can, he probably makes that many troops every turn, but what he needed to be doing over those last 5 turns is getting the Pyrene capital and be able to sweep in to take, bolstering all of West Asphodel and so on, right? And he's not, he's not on
I
track for
think
that.
I think my thoughts are starting to crystallize. I think for Ulm, if you want to, if you assume this Pyrene is piloted by a skilled player and you think they're going to scale, I think that he's right. They are going to scale better into the late game than Ulm is, and it is a good matchup, Pyrene versus Ulm, and it gets more Pyrene favored the later the game goes, right? He's right about all that. But if you're like, I want to put them down, and you assume you're going to have to carry potentially most of the load to do it because you're angling at a short distance between you and their capital, then you need an army where you're going to march up and just be like, fuck you, I'm taking this fort and I'm killing your shit. And I know it might be a little expensive. Like, I'm expecting to get out my wallet and pay, but I'm going to stomp the shit out of you. While it's not going to be free, but I'm going to take your shit and I'm not going to lose too much. He needed a better plan. That was a very disrespectful army. He marched up and got killed. It was like I was saying, it's a Pyrene favored matchup when he has that many Storm Demons, and Pyrene brought more stuff. This one, Ulm, we saw in the replay, got totally smashed. So from the Ulm perspective, that might have also happened. This was a viable outcome. So I think when you fight Pyrene, you need to have... It's not enough to be like, they scale better into the late game than me, therefore I'm going to coalition and attack now. I think that's a little too reductive of thinking. I think you have to be like, I'm going to put together an army with such huge commitment because it's a bad matchup and because you care about tempo so much that I'm going to stomp the shit out of them, and they're not going to have the tools to resist. So
yeah, and if he'd brought,
which is sort of what you did against Asphodel.
Yeah, if he'd brought 50 Master Smiths, which has a huge opportunity cost in walking them all over there, and they just did Magnum Bolts in that first fight, probably all the Storm Demons get blown up by Magnum Bolts, and that's it for the Storm Demons, right? There's, stuff that he could have done if he really got out his wallet and paid,
Yeah.
Obviously, it's, if you mess it up and there's a surprise Wrathful Skies, or, there's something that you didn't prepare for, and you lose all your Master Smiths, you're out of the game. But I feel like if you're going to play to win, you need to have a path to victory. That you've got planned for yourself. And he does have some concepts, right? He just put up Well of Misery, so he's sort of planning to go into the sort of death direction. But
yeah. Okay, let's come over here and look at Asphodel real quick. So you've sat on top of their capital. You have popped it with your 420 siege strength. That's probably very close to popping it because there's probably about 600 dudes inside. Looks like you've got some mercs. You got the Feathered Serpents, very nice. Controlling some of your retreat routes. You've resumed raiding. You've got some very cool little raiders here. I like this.
Yeah, got to shut off mannequin production too.
Yeah. What is the underground situation? Oh, he doesn't have much underground? Is that memory serving correctly?
He controls the eastern part of the cave system, yeah. So like he's got 5 provinces underground there. And so we're now that he can't bring elite stuff to that lake, we're going to try and retake our lake. But the main thing that we're sort of trying to do is keep the main sort of mage core of our army mostly together while still doing sort of strong attacks on everything to the south this turn.
Yeah, you guys have put yourself in a... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, under the theory that, he's sort of, probably on the retreat. A lot of players, there's like a decision to make. You can put traps everywhere when you're on the retreat, but a lot of players, once they're running away, they don't leave anything behind, and so you can raid with lighter stuff than you would if you hadn't just won a big battle. So we're going to try and take advantage of that. The other detail to note is that Nidavanger is vulturing Asphodel's north area. This is fairly coordinated.
Specifically the throne.
Very close all game, and this is, I'm sure, to deny us that throne of bureaucracy, and they'll probably, I think they're going to try and grab some other stuff, and we sort of make the decision that even though maybe we're starting to think as Nidavanger is a nation that we're going to, is going to be strong, we're going to need to fight soon, that we're not going to contest that. I think it's fine for them to get 3 or 4 provinces up there and feel like they're keeping up rather than trying to box them out and start a second war at the same time.
Well,
as
you
doing-
potentially have Ulm as an ally against Nidavangur if you don't go too crazy with expanding. If you get too big, of course, you'll turn everybody against you.
Yeah,
But if you're not too big, then, people's petty grievances with each other will overrule things like somebody's a tiny bit ahead.
And maybe Naba as well, depending on Kirby's take on the situation.
Yeah. And Naba is still trying to siege down their fort that they lost to Asphodel early in the war, so they're almost at original borders with Asphodel. The one other detail is we are responding to Nidavangur's Voltrain by taking this army from Marignan and moving it to be able to bolster the western part of the Pyrene Caves, sort of before Nidavangur gets there. So that's sort of a little bit our diplomatic response, is that, if you're going to go and vulture some of our stuff, then we're going to go and vulture some of your stuff. And, we're not really your stuff, but the stuff that, you were probably hoping to take.
Yeah.
And we like caves. So
we like caves.
Yeah.
So that's what I had for this turn. The next turn will be pretty quick, I think. So we should probably do it.
Okay. All right. We got turn 51 here. So big news, of course, is you're going to be storming Asphodel. Do they ride out? They do.
They ride out, and this is a little funny. So we'd had this whole plan that we need to kill their magic diversity. And they indeed walk out with the one gray one, who I guess they didn't have stealth or teleport capability for. But we failed to script Draconians to kill her. We just had one, the air elemental from our temp gem item, but they got her. So
nice.
She was unable to escape. And then the fortress, I believe, is empty.
So they totally gave it up.
Yeah.
This is some of the hard logic of, if you give up your capital, you're probably going to lose. But especially since it had Mother Oak. But if you can't defend it, there's no point in fighting it. So it's better to give it up than to increase your losses where you lose it, still lose the fort. So.
Yeah, so the only real battle this turn is Temple of Daggers, which is a different fort storming battle.
Oh wow, there's a lot of mages in here.
Make a Sorgina every turn.
That's a lot of sacreds. If they do something really cool, I can see them winning. Clog up the gate with some shit. What the fuck was that? Thunder Ward? Was that what that was? It was a cool effect. I don't know if I...
Not sure.
Thunderstrike? Are we going to see Wrathful Skies?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But not Storm. Oh no, there is Storm and Wrathful Skies, okay. But they flanked.
Yeah, so this will be cool to watch when they make contact with the mages.
Oh god. This guy have a chain lightning thing on him?
No, they cast Orb Lightning.
Oh.
The original fight, it was more Shockwave than that, but maybe it'll be that once they're more geared to that.
I think you just do mass air elementals there, maybe. I don't know. Well, not looking good for Pyrene now.
Yeah, they did kill 50 red guards in that fight, so that was not free for TNG.
Well, TNG's dead, right? This is just a Pyrrhic.
Yeah, they're dead, but they still have their.
Do they have their capital?
Yeah, they've got almost forts in every province, 8 or 9 provinces.
Okay.
It's a losing position, but they're making plays. They just took a throne.
Yeah,
that's their first run.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And of course, you guys have taken Asphodel now, so Mother Oak is down. Presumably, people have been sneaking around. There's a huge army assembling here. I don't see a lot of sacreds though. And there's another huge army here. Oh
Yeah,
no.
so this is
Are these guys in range? These guys can 2-map move, right?
Yep.
All right, Kirby, I hope you're ready.
Yeah, so this is a little bit, you can see what I mean by, the sort of asphodel chaff rating was not really attriting their quantity of asphodel chaff. They've got another 2,500 that they, is just sort of sitting around waiting for an opportunity to be rolled out. The 80 Karen Beast raids are just free.
Yeah. Okay, so they're raiding here. So it looks like you're going after this one for your next major.
No, we're going after all 3 Cap Circle forts. So this is where those Draconians we've been keeping in reserve are paying off, is that we have the capacity to crack all 3 forts on the same turn with, sort of enough mage support on each one that it seems unlikely that even if he didn't stealth evacuate everyone, which probably is what he's doing, one could feel pretty confident storming them all.
Okay, I like that. That's smart.
We're feeling like we're on a deadline, and I think actually this might be the turn that Naba told us that he spotted an ancient presence in that swamp. Something, maybe there's starting to be some evidence. Yeah, maybe
that's Conjuration 8 or 9.
Conjuration 9. Yeah. So
what do y'all?
I think that.
Okay, restricted. Yeah.
Yeah. So they have picked up ancient presences as a 9. I can tell you what I'm afraid is what he has in mind for this. So it might need to pull up the mod inspector to check out what the ancient presence is. But
okay, I'm gonna pause it. All right, so we got mod inspector.
Yeah, so the ancient presence, I guess it's not showing in mod inspector. So it's one of these things that has hidden paths, I think like water, nature, death, and it's got like 200 hit points. So one of the things you could do with these guys is if you point buff them with a ton of stuff and have gift of health up and have made it a commander. Anyway, you can make it sort of like this 1,000 each, sort of monstrosity. And I'll reveal a thing that's going to happen next turn, which is that he's going to make one of these his profit. So I think he's thinking, that he's making, sort of a super combatant sort of play based on this chassis.
And you don't have disintegrate yet.
We do, but you can put MR gear on it, and profits get a big MR bonus in friendly Dominion. So my guess is it's going to be like 30 magic resistance on this thing.
Okay.
So anyway, that is I think what the concept is here, and that the key thing is they have 20% innate regeneration, and Asphodel can up that to be even higher. So it's sort of a like damage cannot kill the thing kind of unit.
Yeah.
Fully buffed.
That's interesting, huh? How would I kill such a thing? I mean, the obvious way is the MR checks.
Yeah. I also have note there, I think only 15 water gems, so he's going to make a bunch of them.
But they're not commanders, so it's 15 water gems, but then it's also, you have to gift of reason and stuff.
Yeah, so 20 nature to get it to be a commander, but it does come with magic path. So if you really wanted to go crazy and make it a Phoenix Pyre super commander, you'd have to empower for that, but you can get, quickness, full vortex, that kind of stuff, just from...
What slots does it have? It apparently isn't saying here.
Yeah, if you click advanced, the little checkbox for it.
Oh, it'll say, okay.
Yeah, that's where you can see that.
I wish for whatever reason, it's not letting me click on things either. Oh, so here we go. Here are the paths. Nature, water, and then 2 randoms. Slots are 2 miscellaneous.
Yeah, it's not, I don't think you can make like an unkillable thing with it, but as a thing that's going to wade through your Asphodel chaff army and be really nasty, it seems cool.
Yeah. Okay. I think the way I would approach it is take its fatigue out and then just over the course of 80 rounds hit it with disintegrate. But that's just me. Okay. So that's happening. Do we know where it is? Is it this swamp? Or where?
I think we'll be able to see it next turn or so. So
okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
I've got a bad feeling about this army. This looks like this looks like, hey, we're gonna take our stuff back, but you are busy dealing with Shinuyama. You need to take your stuff up there. So we're not gonna put that much shit in here.
And this is a moment where Asphodel does have a decent amount of agency. You know, they can decide to throw their military power into fighting us, but they also can decide to throw that into fighting Naba, and it's really up to them as to what they prefer to do or what they think is going to be more successful.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you've got a stack I can't do an answer to, and I'm getting disrespected down here with a stack I can easily kill, that's the easiest decision I've ever made. So, we'll see. What are you casting over here? Oh, Bowl of Blood. You're looking for a blood site, huh?
Yeah, I think
We've got
we're
one. But
yeah, we've got one. I think we're just searching everything to, you know,
Yeah.
but if our blood economy is at the size where that's pretty cheap to do, it's with the discount site for blood slaves each, and we might find something cool. So
might find a better discount site.
Oh, shit. I didn't notice that. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess we'll end this episode here. But the exciting stuff. Everybody seems to be locked up in wars, but presumably in the next 5 turns, if after you wrap up Asphodel, you'll be free agents again, and maybe Nidavangar will be too. So
yeah,
we'll see.
And one thing to sort of mention about our strategic position is that even though we're sort of feeling like we're maybe over the hump of this Asphodel war, we've really burned all of our gems to the to the ground while
Right.
doing it. While other players have, you can see sort of from how they're scripting their armies that they're definitely saving up and doing investments with that. And the other thing is that
Right.
there's a lot
Like
of
you're not going to
up.
control. Right, and you're not going to be able to control any of them with gyms like this. So
Yeah. Well of Misery is the one that we could in theory control because we just have a huge death income. But we and that's sort of boosted by Raven Feast if we put our air gems into that. But stealing that from Ulm is not the right diplomatic move at this stage in the game. So,
right.
I think we're sort of getting into the thought process that probably we're gonna not be trying to take any global in order to sort of preserve the diplomatic balance of power, that we're not running away with the game, because we feel like we're secretly a lot more vulnerable than we might look like because we have spent all of our gems on this war, and so we would not
Depopulated
like
forms.
we really don't want the Shinuyama coalition comes immediately after. We've actually been encouraging Ulm to vulture the Machaka sort of region from Asphodel, which he has been not doing, mainly because we want to make sure that we're not too big to be to be allowed to sort of have some friendly diplomacy in the game after this point. It does help us that the Asphodel land is all despoiled land. Like there's no population there, and so we can at least if people are modeling how rich we are, we're not really getting much richer other than gems from taking Asphodel.
And that's kind of the equivalent of having a global, so kind of balance that out. Okay, cool. Well, closing thoughts, Dark Side Cookies?
Yeah, I just gotta keep the pressure up. So we've seen one or heard about 1.9, I guess, which is the Ancient Presence. I feel like we got pretty lucky. It wasn't some of the other, I guess, pre-patched 9s, maybe
Legion's Demise.
Yeah, Legion's Demise, or Awakened Forests, or some of the other stuff. So we're worried that one of those is going to be soon in coming. So we want to keep up the pressure, stop mannequin production, because getting the free spawn production under control will make the raiding game a lot easier. And if we can pressure him into a fight soon enough, maybe we can. He might not have the sacreds where we can just firestorm away his army.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, he has to be careful even moving these chaff stacks around, that you could just have a firestorm Ring of Returning guy that with some bodyguards that just wipes out 800 guys.
Yep.
So
yeah, it's like I think the thing that you do that with him doctrinally is kind of what he's been doing, right? You just hit every province that you want to hit with 80 spawn and never run out, and then you sort of build your armies out of the more elite stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next time, and until then, take care.
Yep.
See y'all.